How do? What a beautiful day. So let's just imagine you've gone to prison. You're green. It's the first time you've been in prison. You and your mates, or maybe on your own, was out in Southport or Sunderland or Rotherham or wherever else. And you've been arrested. You've been to one of our kangaroo courts, 24-hour courts. You're now facing prison. Violent disorder. You've come under that tag, have you not? Far right. You've come under that. Fascist, racist. It don't matter. Them labels, if you go to prison, can get you in serious trouble. Our prisons now are at the point where predominantly, or at least 50% of people in there are from ethnic backgrounds, different cultures and religions, where fascist, far right, racist, rioter could get you in serious bother. So what do? You end up on a wing with a lad, your mate. He was involved in the riots. You might not have known him, but you've been to court together. You've been on a sweatbox, prison transport, called that for obvious reasons. Not the most pleasant vehicle to travel on. And you found yourself on a wing. Yeah? There's a gang on that wing. It's happening in prisons. We're getting conversions and the like, certain religions and cultures. And you now are in trouble. You're in real trouble. Scary place. It's doing the rounds on social media, a conversation, someone talking about two lads in the same cell. One's gone to the shower, got battered. He's got back to the cell, his mate's got battered. It does happen. Whether it's real or not, the thought is scary. Prison, if you are in a minority and you have a label, can be a scary place. I'm not laughing at that. When I was on K-Wing at Strangeways, changed to HMP Manchester, but will always be known as Strangeways, there was a lad. At that time, we had 35 or 36 gang members on there. Two gangs from Manchester, Gooch and Donington. Sadly, depending which side of the street, quite literally, you were born on, that's your gang. Donington, Gooch. Predominantly black. There was one white lad. One white lad, he used to come home with his back to the wall. Now at that time, K-Wing was robustly managed. We had good staff, we supported each other. It was a good airy few months, let me tell you. You got 30 odd lads split between two gangs. It can be scary and tense. No one's kicking off because they know if it goes, it's going to go big time. Yeah? And this poor lad was on his own, independent, shall we say it. He used to come out backs to the wall. Me and Nobby Nobbler, you alright lad? Mr. Samworth don't. We'd be laughing, he'd sort of be laughing, smiling, a nervous laugh. Yeah. I liked him, me. It was a comedy moment. But yeah, it was a scary time. Incidentally, prison politics, we were told by security, which makes good sense, to split them lads up. Disperse them through the prison. 36 lads from two gangs on one wing is not good, is it? We dispersed them over 2 weeks. By end of month, we had them all back. Nobody wanted them. They're the situations you find yourself in. As a staff member, you know, arse twitching most of the time. So yeah, I can feel for people. If you've been labelled far right and you're on a wing, the majority of people are Muslims. Now, I knew a lot of Muslim lads in prison, yeah? We had 3 junior apprentice imams, shall we say, and we had a senior imam. I got on with him. I got on with a couple of the juniors, apprentice, as whatever they're called. You know, I'm not disrespecting everyone, but one is not having it. Yeah, he was, I would say, quite racist, and he was not there for anyone else. The others were there for anybody. Black, white, brown, any religion, they were there for him. He wasn't. So yeah, you could be in bother, serious bother. Again, a lot of the lads went to Friday prayers, did the jail. They weren't extreme or anything else. They weren't violent, but there is people in the system, far right, racist, you know, fascist. They're going to start something and people are going to get hurt. So, if your loved one's in prison, they're new to prison, they don't understand the system, and they're at risk, what do? What advice would you give them? Even better, what advice would I give them? If I felt I was at risk, yeah, you need to say something. So when you're opened in the morning or you've arrived on a wing, it's getting a bit airy, go to a member of staff if you're out, or when someone comes to help you and you refuse to leave your cell. Absolutely point blank. It's dinner time. I'm refusing to eat. I'm on hunger strike. I'm not coming out. Lock me back up. At some point you're going to get visited by a senior officer, maybe a principal officer or CM as they're now known, I believe, or a governor. What's your problem? I feel threatened. My life is at risk. I'm not eating. I'm not coming out. They belittle you. Yeah, they make small of it. So you explain to them quite calmly again. Okay, let me explain. I told you I'm at risk. I told you I'm not going to eat. I told you that I might well harm someone. I will defend myself. So they might ask you, you're going to harm anybody. If it's a member of staff to get me off the wing, get me down to segregation, or keep me locked up, I'm telling you now, it don't matter who it is, I'll make a weapon, I will assault them, I will defend myself. At that point, if they're unlocking you and leaving you, then they've got none of this, have they? I know there's not much experience and common sense, but most people would take heed of what you're saying. And if you have to spend a couple of weeks locked up, not eating, then again a good kicking, being labelled, living in fear, you'll be fearful behind your door. People have come to your door, intimidating you. Don't think that don't happen. Again, how scary is that? You're locked in somewhere and people are threatening your life. Far right, rioter, fascist, racist. Horrible, horrible position to be in. But you need to do something yourself, because nobody's going to do it for you and nobody's going to help you. That's what I'd do. I'm just going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for your continued support. In Truffle Pig, come on. Come on. Good lad. Thanks for your continued support. We need to stick together, guys, we really do. Things are coming, and that's other than the budget, which I'm quite sure is going to smack people like me in the face with a shovel. God bless you all. Anyone who's been through them kangaroo courts, maybe for posting on social media, or being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or harassing a police dog, or calling a police officer scum or something similar. Come on, Brian. Listen, guys, thanks for your continued support. We need to stick together. God bless you all. Those people who've been unfairly labelled and locked up by kangaroo courts, thanks for coming. I'll see you.